Todd Bryant, back judge for this game tonight. Yep. I think we can in context, so we can't make fun of him.
Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow. Here we go, dude.
Let's do it.
Man, that back audio is coming through. That's the best it's ever been.
Yeah, I agree.
Good evening, everybody. It is Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. We are at the Harrison Bruce Sports Complex in Herrin, Illinois. Scott Hudson, where the Lions are getting ready to take on these Herrin Tigers in a beautiful night, and once again, for high school football in Southern Illinois.
Yeah, it is a good thing. No clouds, no chance of rain, and definitely no chance of lightning. A little humid, but that's what you have to expect. It is August for another, 5 hours. So it is hot and humid, but a beautiful night other than that for high school football.
This Lions broadcast, it's brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale, proud to be a locally owned and operated community bank. You can stop by and visit their friendly and professional staff at the Carterville Banking Center. They're located at 200 West Plaza Drive in Carterville, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers each get wins in week one. Carterville, a reasonable easy time with the Benton Rangers a week ago. The Herrin Tigers, not so much.
Yeah, Heron really struggled in the first half against Waterloo. Actually trailed Waterloo at half 7-3. And then Coach Carnes and his staff went in, made some adjustments, came out and really throttled Waterloo in the second half. Carterville, on the other hand, kind of what we expected, dominated by Carterville's defense.
I want to mention
and
it
I
now,
gave him a 20.
I know. So we, one of our radio coworkers, Todd Bryant, you hear him on Magic 95.1, judge for tonight, his first high school game, varsity. Listen to the game. You can also listen online at WJPF.com, and of course right here on 1340 AM and 10:20 a.m. Carterville a week ago against the Benton Rangers. It was the long run that gave the Lions the win. The scoring got started with Keaton Petska, back for the Lions, a 76-yard scamper. That came with, let's see here, looking at my notes again tonight.
Yeah, ironically, coming into last week's game, Carterville had lost a lot of kids, a lot of skill position kids. Basically, all but one of their skill position players graduated, so you really didn't know if Carterville had any kids that could had breakaway speed. And I think it's ironic. We kind of expected a time-consuming night for Carterville on offense, yet they had 2-3 big runs that resulted in touchdowns. So they're going to need some of those again here tonight.
We're going to go on and take our first break as the band is below us. They're getting ready for the national anthem here at Heron. The Carterville fans are filling in on the other side. Look at that student crowd. They got the big heads of all the guys over there.
Yeah.
Just I love when they do that.
As long as they don't have one of ours.
I hope not. But we invite you, still plenty of time to get out and check out high school football here in Heron as cross-county rivals, the Herrin Tigers, taking on your Carterville Lions here on News Radio WJPF. I'm not. Forgot to promo it, though. Yeah, bring it back to us. We've only got one more break, correct? Okay, we'll do 260s. Okay, thanks.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's varsity football game between county rivals Carterville Lions and your own Herrin Tigers. Introducing the starting defense tonight for the Lions.
Back at Heron, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. We just completed the national anthem. We're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff here as the Carterville Lions get ready to take on the Herrin Tigers. Beautiful night, as we said. The field, Scott, a week ago, it rained the entire game, but that field, we were out there earlier, it is in mint condition.
It is. It's Bermuda grass. It takes a lot of work to keep this grass, this surface, to look this good in the summertime. Constant watering it, but actually, it's kind of funny to say, but it's one of the few natural turf fields left in Southern Illinois. Most everybody's gone to turf.
I said to you in our pregame, I'd like to bring my golf clubs out here and hit some golf balls off that turf out there because it is plush and it looks fantastic here tonight. And the sun is starting to dip down behind the grandstand, so the sun won't be an issue here as we're just about less than 5 minutes away from kickoff. A week ago, the Carterville Lions got good leadership from their quarterback, Keaton Petska, the senior running back in Colin Lazinski, and the defense was a bend but don't break, and that's kind of what that Dennis Druss defense is name he's built that reputation as that kind of defense.
Yeah, and I think because of the way the defense played last week, Carterville won the toss, but they deferred to the second half. I think Coach Druss wants that defense out on the field first to try to get a 3-and-out and maybe get good field position for his offense. Petska, I thought he got better as the game went along. It's his first time he's ever started on a Friday night. I know there were some nerves or probably some butterflies before the game, but I thought as the game went along, he got much better and made some big plays.
The officials for tonight's game, referee will be Lewis Lang out of Coffeen, Illinois. The umpire will be Todd Bryant from Marion. Linesman Chris Kester from Greenville. Line judge Brian Schuker from Vandalia. And the back judge will be Bernie Page from Marion. As the Herrin Tigers are being introduced to us here, John Homan on the public address system for the Herrin Tigers. Our colleagues down the way. I'm going to throw popcorn at them the entire game. Mike Murphy and
that's all right. I brought some rubber bands.
Did you?
We're going to at them.
So the Carterville Lions are over on the far sideline, right in front of the visitor stands. Nice little crowd from the Lions, but there's a good crowd here on the Heron side as well. And we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. A week ago, it was the Herrin Tigers getting the win over Waterloo, 23-7, but they were down 7-3 at the end of the half. Carterville, on the other hand, just held that 7-0 lead at the half over the Benton Rangers. Carterville scores the first possession of the third quarter, and they also score on a little 3-yard run from Colin Lazinski in the fourth to put the Benton Rangers away.
Well, Carterville's going to have tonight, in my opinion, on offense, they're going to have those long, time-consuming, clock-eating drives that end in points. I mean, you can't go from the 20 to the 10 and not come away with points. You've got to keep your defense off of the field as much as possible, talking about Carterville, because if your defense has to play a lot in the first half, that's not going to be a major factor in the first half, but late in the third quarter, early fourth, in this heat and humidity, your defense is going to be tired, just like we saw with Benton's defense last week in the fourth.
Colin Lazinski does the kicking for the Lions. He's getting ready to tee it up. As Scott said, they deferred to the second half. Heading deep for the Herrin Tigers to our left will be Tate Johnson, number 10, also Jackson Yate. They'll be the deep receivers. They are moving from left to right. Herrin in their home orange jerseys with the white pants. Carterville in the road white jerseys with the blue pants and the orange stripes. And we are getting set for Carterville Lions football here on News Radio WJPF. Don't forget you can watch online if you'd like. Head to YouTube. Just search Carterville Lions at Herrin Tigers. So Lazinski has the ball teed at the 40. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for high school football with your Carterville Lions. As he approaches, same set, has three receivers right, gives it to his running back. He bangs out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Gain of 6. It's going to bring up fourth down for Herrin.
On the stop for Carterville was Rafe Tuttle. Of course, many remember his brother, Brock, a star at Carterville. Rafe trying to make his name known on Carterville, and he made a good stop there, and it's going to force Heron in a 3-and-out.
4th and 4 from the 36, so the Lions should have good field position, as it is Nick Kralis that is back to receive the punt. He's standing at about the 20-yard line. The punt is in the air. Oh, what a nice kick. Nice spiral as Kralis takes it at the 27-yard line, calls the fair catch, and it's going to be the Carterville Lions football right there. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Certified York dealer and services all brands. Call 985-2502 or charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
Well, Carterville would love their offense to be nothing but Petska and Lazinski. Lazinski and Petska all night long running the ball around them between the tackles. Petska, I think at some point tonight is going to have to put the ball in the air, and that's probably the one big question mark about this Carterville offense, even after last week. Carterville did not have to throw a lot.
About the 32-yard line, a gain of 3 for Carterville.
Looked like he had a little bit more running room up the middle if he'd cut it in. He tried to slide to the outside. He did gain about 3, so it'll be up about second, and they're only going to give him 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 now from the 32-yard line for Carterville. They are moving from right to left here on your radio dial wearing the white road jerseys as Petska has two receivers right, one left, gives it to Lazinski right up the middle, takes it out across the 45 to about the 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Carterville Lions.
That's what you call north and south running. Lazinski got the ball, didn't look to his left or his right, looked straight up the middle, had great blocking from the center and the two guards, and he picked up a big first down for Carterville.
And that hole was wide open, right up the gut. So Carterville, with 9:56 remaining here in the first quarter, 1st and 10 from the 47. Petska bobbles the snap, bobbles it. He has to fall on it, and he recovers as the snap was just a little bit high, but Petska falls on it. It's Carterville football.
Yeah, it's a bad break. The snap was high. I think Petska may have been looking to make a play before the ball actually got there.
So it's a loss of 7 for Carterville, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 17 from the 40-yard line for the Dennis Trust and his Carterville Lions. It's those little things like that right there, and we're talking about you have to play a clean football game and not have mistakes. As Petska, he works from the shotgun, throws it out to the right. Man caught right out there at the 40-yard line, out across the 50, and bangs his way out of bounds to about the 48 of the Herrin Tigers. That's a nice gain.
Quick pass to the far sideline to Kralis, and he picked up the 7 plus another 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 just inside Heron territory.
From the 48-yard line. A week ago, the Carterville Lions were 1 of 7 in passing for 12 yards, so that can help build some confidence there for the Lions as we have a flag on the snap. It's going to be offside on the Herrin Tigers.
Well, I noticed, Dave, before this play, the defensive back for Heron was right up in the grill of the wide receiver for Carterville, and I thought, boy, that sure looks like offsides. They didn't call it then. They did call it this time. And, I mean, that you talk about unforced errors. That is something that will drive a coach absolutely batty.
Just short of a first down, about, a 1/3 of a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 now for the Lions. And the ball is at the 43-yard line. The snap to Petska. It gives off to the right side, and that's going to be enough for a Carterville Lions first down as they gained about 4.
So far, so good for this Carterville offense. It's exactly what they want to do. They want to keep the ball. They want to keep that clock moving and hopefully in this drive with some points.
And that's exactly one of the keys to another big gain there, gain of 6, maybe 7 for Carterville. They're moving the football.
Great job of the offensive line to just blow the Tigers' defensive front off the ball. And with Petska's niftiness and Lazinski's strong straight-ahead running, that could be good things for Carterville tonight.
They gave Petska 6 yards on that carry. 2nd and 4 now from the 34 in Herrin Tiger territory. It's Petska. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it once again. There's another hole there. He falls forward for a gain of 2, maybe 3. Wasn't enough for a first down. That was pretty close.
He'll be close. It looks like he's not enough to me for a first down. Well, they're not going to ask for a measurement.
Lewis Lang,
3rd and short.
Lewis Lang says no, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 34-yard line. Big play for the Carterville Lions here early in this contest. Petska has Lazinski in the backfield with him. It's the snap and the give to Lazinski, enough for a first down and a couple of yards more. Nice drive by the Carterville Lions. They keep moving the ball.
Well, the other thing that's important in this drive, Dave, is Carterville, when they are in third down situations, it's 3rd and short. You don't want to get into 3rd and long situations and obvious passing situations when you're not real comfortable with your passing game yet.
Coach Dennis Drust, 136-47 in his career at Carterville in his 18th season at the helm of the Lions. Now the Lions have 3 receivers left. Petska works from the shotgun. He takes the snap, gives it to Lazinski, gets a move, cuts it up across the 20, bangs his way down toward the 15. Another first down run for the Carterville Lions.
Lazinski just ran a couple of Heron defenders right over.
Man. They got things working right now. This needs to end across the middle, down near the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. But again, positive yards for the Carterville Lions.
Well, they're getting anywhere from 3 to 6 yards on every carry, and right now, Carterville's offensive line, to me, that's the story of this first quarter. Carterville's offensive line has dominated the line of scrimmage.
This is going to be the 12th play of this drive. You got to remember, Heron started with the ball 4 and out. So the Lions have it 2nd down and 6 from the 11. Petska takes the snap, gives it to Lazinski. He's wrapped up right there at the 10. That was a nice defensive play by the Herrin Tigers. Didn't catch the number on him. I thought I did.
Well, it's a good stop. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. Carterville, I think. Here's an interesting situation. Dress may have a decision here on 4th and short. Does he kick the field goal or does he go for it?
We'll find out. It's 3rd and 4 now. Petska takes a snap, keeps it, gets off the left side, down his way toward the 5-yard line.
He's inside the 4, and that's a first down.
That's first down. They're moving the sticks over on the far side. 1st and goal for the Lions from the 4-yard line. Way to go, Keaton Petska.
He just follows his blockers. He doesn't try to make something out of nothing. He lets his blockers open the hole, and he's kind of shifty. He knows how to get through those holes.
Petska takes the snap, gives it to Lazinski, fights his way down toward the goal line. I think he's going to be about 2 yards short, so it's going to bring up 2nd down now for the Carterville Lions.
It looks like they're going to spot it on about the
2-yard line, gain of 2.
Yep.
2nd and goal from the 2. Carterville not wasting any time. Again, it's Petska, Lazinski to his left. The give to Lazinski. Runs into a crowd, falls forward. Not enough. Not enough, about a yard short of the goal line.
Yeah, he got positive yards. And you go back to the bad snap. That's the only play on this drive that Carterville's had negative yards.
3rd and goal from the 1. Again, this is play number 16 on this drive. You talked about time-consuming drives. Wow, we picked up the ball at the 10-17 mark, so this is about a 5-minute drive for Carterville. Petska from the shotgun. Lazinski's on his right now. Everybody in tight. The give to Petska. Now he just keeps it, and touchdown for the Carterville Lions.
That is a textbook drive by the Carterville Lions, the first drive of the game. Only one play with negative yards, and that wasn't because of what Heron did to them. It was a bad snap. Anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 yards on every play. Had only had one pass play. Everything basically done. The damage was done between the tackles.
That was an outstanding drive to open this game against the Herrin Tigers. Now, orange shoes guy, Colin Lazinski, on for the extra point. As the snap is on its way. We got movement. Should have been a flag. No flag. Now, finally.
I think it's offsides Heron.
I think so as well.
Now, do you...
Actually, I'd go for 2.
I kick the extra point.
Oh, they call it on the Lions procedure.
Okay.
So it's going to back him up a little bit. Don't worry, Lazinski's got plenty of leg.
Yeah, he's got plenty of leg. But go back to 2 years ago here. Carterville scored first. It wasn't until the second half. Carterville mixed the extra point.
Yep.
Heron ended up winning that game 7-6. These are crucial.
So they are going to tee the ball at the 15-yard line. As it is Carson Pearson, the holder for Carterville. Lazinski steps, kicks, and it is good. Carterville Lions lead it 7-0 with 5:04 left here in the first quarter. This is Carterville Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Back at Heron, this Lions broadcast is brought to you by The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. The Lions lead it 7-0 after the 1-yard run from Keaton Petska on a 16 play drive. Big block back here as the kick goes to the goal line. It's out across the 15, the 20, and brought down at the 23-yard line. Big pop right there on the carrier for the Herrin Tigers.
Can't pick up the number for Carterville, but that was a big hit.
Own 24, and it's the Herrin Tigers with the football in their two, and he falls forward for a gain of about 2, maybe 3, second down and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, Lions defense got a 3 and out on Herron's first drive. They got to stay away from giving up the big play. Heron's got a couple of home run hitters in Yates and Johnson, and they've got to try to contain those two.
2nd and 8, so a gain of 2 officially. As the Tigers, they work break huddle. Chance Carnes, the junior quarterback for Coach Jason Carnes. Back up under center. Again, 2 running backs. Everything in tight. No receivers split out. As Carnes gives it to the first man through, and he's gone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Herrin Tigers. A 73-yard touchdown for Herrin.
Yeah, I think that was, let's see if I can get the number. He would turn around. I think that was Jackson Yates.
Jackson Yates, rather.
Yep. Well, I just mentioned about giving up the home run, and once he got through the line of scrimmage, there was no safety around to help out.
Wow.
So just like that, we're an extra point away from being tied.
So just over a minute, and the Herrin Tigers are an extra point away from tying this game at 7, as it was a 63-yard touchdown run by Yates, Jackson Yates. Baumgart on to do the kicking for the Tigers. Here's the snap. Hold is good. The kick is up, and it's good. So it's 7-0, or excuse me, all tied at 7 here between the Herrin Tigers and your Carterville Lions. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Back at Heron, all tied at 7, as it was Jackson Yates with the 63-yard touchdown run for the Herrin Tigers to tie it up. As Baumgart has the ball teed up, Carterville has 2 men deep to our right. Baumgart gets it away. It's a little bit short of the goal line. It's taken by the Lions at the 2. Out across the 20, the 25. Out by the 30. Makes a nice move and is going to be brought down near the 35-yard line. Again, Carterville is going to have great field position on their second possession.
Yeah, good return. Out around near their own 35. Let's see what this Carterville offense can do on their second possession. Almost perfect on the first possession that led to their 7 points, excuse me.
It's going to be 1st and 10, Carterville from the 35-yard line. Man, let's hope they can piece together another drive exactly like that first one, a drive that took, let's see here, about 6 minutes to complete and score for the Lions. They need another one just like that.
Well, it's like Carterville delivered the uppercut, and Heron came back with a right to the side of the head, so now let's see what Carterville comes back with.
Waiting for the gut punch here and see how that goes. As Carterville has it, Keaton Petska from the 35-yard line. Lazinski next to him takes the ball from Petska, and Lazinski's gone. He's across the 40, the 30, to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Carterville Lions.
Well, how's that for an answer?
Wow.
Lazinski,
65 yards on the touchdown run.
Lazinski broke a tackle right about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Then he ran over another guy, stiff-armed a guy, and then he was gone. And Lazinski, just call him big play, because he's delivered big play after big play the first 2 weeks.
And again, to our fans watching on YouTube, they missed it. Didn't get the camera turned, but that's all right. Carterville leads it now 13-7. Lazinski is on for the extra point. There's the snap. The hold is good, and the kick is good. It is 14-7. Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Don't forget, coming up September 6th through the 8th, it's the Carterville Free Fair. And then on September 14th, the Carterville Fire Department Golf Scramble. 4-man teams are needed. Contact the City of Carterville for more information. I'm out of breath, Scott Hudson. Man, 14-7, 2 big plays, one by the Tigers and an answered right back by the Lions.
Yeah, the only thing that was in the middle of that was the kickoff to Carterville. I mean, I thought for Carterville to win this game, it had to be low scoring. There's already 21 points up on the board. We're not even out of the first quarter.
So Lazinski, who may be out of breath as well, he does the kicking for the Lions. Makes his approach, puts his foot into it, and it is taken at about the 15-yard line by the Herrin Tigers. Nice tackle.
Heron will start at their own 20.
So the Lions scored. They answered the Herrin Tigers touchdown in 56 seconds. And to take that 14-7 lead, what a ball game so far. And this is some exciting stuff right here.
Football, but if Carterville can get a stop here, force them to punt the ball, your offense gets the ball right back.
Chance Carnes came over and spoke to his father, who just so happens to be the head coach of the Herrin Tigers, Jason Carnes. Tigers, it was Jackson Yates on the carry.
Again, 4 Carterville defenders were there to greet him. And Heron's going to have to punt, and Carterville should get decent field position out of this.
Gain of 2 on that, so it's 4th and 5, and it's going to be back deep for the Lions. It's going to be Bryce Anderson now. He stands at the 35-yard line. The snap is good. Another place kick as Anderson bobbles it. I think Carterville fell on top on the ball at the 48-yard line, so that's where they're going to start. 1st and 10 from the 48, as it was Justin Cross that fell on that loose football.
Well, Justin's made some good plays tonight already on special teams and on defense. Had to come up with another big one on special teams, but Carterville with great field position at their own 49, up 14-7 with 1:42 to go here in the first.
1st and 10 from the 49 for the Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Southern Illinois Healthcare, dedicated to the communities we serve. You can call 866-744-2468 or visit SIH.net. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the 49. Moving right to left here on the road at Heron tonight. They have a 7-point lead, 14-7. Petska from the shotgun. 3 receivers right. Petska's going to keep it across the 50, the 45, out to about the 43-yard line. Another big run, about a yard short of a first down for Carterville.
You know, we talk about Lazinski, we've talked about Petska, but let's give credit where credit's due. Carterville's offensive line is just dominating the line of scrimmage right now. Carterville is getting anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 yards per play.
And you got to give credit to Keatons. It's going to be close to a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, he just couldn't turn it upfield as he got clipped. And he's going to be, I think, a little short. Let's see where they.
Wow, that's close. That's a toenail short of a first down.
I think they're going to measure. Yeah, they're going to measure.
Yeah, it's that close. I'm blind and I can see that it's that close. I would give it the first down, actually. But again, I've got all the way across the field here, so we'll let the professionals handle that. Lewis Lang and the crew here tonight. That gives the Carterville Lions an opportunity to go talk to Dennis Drust. Also gives the Herrin Tigers a chance to talk to Coach Jason Carnes.
Beautiful night for high school football, week 2. A little humid, not where we're at.
Some of the other games taking place tonight. Christopher CZR is at Carmi, Edwards County at Cesarville, Waltonville, Chester at Fairfield. They're saying it's short, and it's a fingernail. I'm telling you.
It might be less than a fingernail.
So 3rd and less than 1 from the 42. Can we do like we did when we were kids, when the center just touches the ball with the quarterback's hand to the quarterback's hands?
If the officials aren't looking, just move the ball forward. Say, hey, can we have another measurement?
Center sneak, is that what you call that?
Yeah. Quarterback sneak.
The old quarterback sneak.
Well, yeah, the center has to hike the ball to the quarterback, but the center keeps it and just falls
That's
forward.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't say it that good, though. So here it is, 3rd and 1 from the shotgun. Petska takes it. And no, he keeps it out across the 40, the 35, and he hits the ground at the 39-yard line, way and more than needed for a first down.
And he lost the ball, but it was after he was down. So Carterville's drive continues.
1st and 10 now from the 34-yard line. Gain of 7, 36 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. 14-7, the Lions lead the Herrin Tigers, and I think this is a shocked Herrin Tigers crowd.
Yeah, I don't think they expected this.
No, I don't know that the Carterville Lions fans
expected
this, truthfully.
I agree.
We'll see as some confusion. I don't know who got it. I think it's Lazinski coming out of the backfield. And 14-7. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
I keep forgetting to turn that thing.
That's all right.
Sports medicine coverage for tonight's game. Sportsology. Perform better, recover safely. Sportsology. Class tomorrow, 12 to 5.
Cole Jones. The second quarter.
So far, so good.
Yes.
Carterville gave up the one play, the long touchdown run by Yates. But other than that, it's been about as good a first quarter as Coach Drust could have expected.
Exactly. I don't know that he could have scripted this game any better than what the Lions have done here so far. They have it deep into Herrin territory at the 31-yard line. So it's 2nd and 6 from the 1. Petska bring up 3rd down and long for Carterville.
I think the first to meet him was,
Snap, gives it to Lazinski. Off the left side, he breaks away. Enough for a first down, falls forward across the 25-yard line. First down for the Carterville Lions.
Well, Lazinski broke a tackle about 3 yards short of the first down mark and then was able to well, that looks like a first down to me where they...
Oh, they're going to call it 4th down now. 4th
I would ask for a minute. Well, okay.
Boy, no kidding.
All
From
right.
the 35-yard line, as again, 4th and 1. Petska takes the snap, keeps it, plenty for a first down across the 20-yard line. First down inside the 20 for the Carterville Lions.
And I can't give credit enough to Carterville's offensive line. They are dominating this first half. The line of scrimmage has been theirs all night long. And Petska and Lazinski have done the damage.
1st and 10 now from the 19 for Carterville. Two receivers right. Petska takes the snap, gives it to Lazinski. He's slammed down at the 22-yard line. You know that Colin Lazinski, he in his orange shoes, he is so strong, but he's a little bit slow getting up.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit.
Just a little bit, but I think he probably a stinger on that knee as he got wrapped up. But he is so strong, just powers his way through, and he uses a stiff arm like nobody's business.
Well, he never comes out of the game.
No.
He does everything. He's on
Both
special
sides.
teams,
Exactly.
offense, defense.
2nd and 11 for the Lions. Petska takes the snap, throws it out to the right side, short hops the ball. It's incomplete as the intended receiver for Carterville was Dylan Moore. So now Petska is 1 for 2 in the game throwing.
Yeah, threw it a little bit too low. Moore had a couple of guys in front of him that were going to be blocking for him. I don't know if he would have got a first down, but he definitely would have got positive yards. So now this is 3rd and 11.
Fights his way out across the 15, down near the 13-yard line for the Lions.
Yeah, he got a little bit more than I think he was going to. Now it's going to be 4th, and we'll call it 4. And Coach Druss going to go for it here, deep in Heron territory. Not going to attempt the field goal, which is probably the smart thing. It would be a long field goal.
Well, and Lazinski's the kicker, and he was over getting checked. So Matt Jones is in the backfield. Carterville has 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Petska from the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it, and he's wrapped up short. So the Herrin Tigers defense stops this Carterville Lion drive. That was a big defensive stop right there.
Well, it wasn't. Carterville had a 3rd and long and got it to 4th and 4. But with Lazinski out of the game, all Heron really had to do was key on Petska, knowing that he probably was going to get the ball. Lazinski's back in the game now on defense. So Heron's defense holds, but they're deep in their own territory.
1st and 10 now from the 12-yard line for Heron. Granite City leads Carbondale after 19-0. They blitzing the Terriers right from the get-go, it looks like. So here are the Herrin Tigers. Chance Carnes operates from under center, turns around, hands it off to his running back, and he's gone again. Man, a nice cutback. That is going to be Jackson Yates it's going to be a 88-yard touchdown run for Jackson Yates.
Well, that's a big.
14-13. Welcome back to Heron High School. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, where we're all tied at 14. An 82-yard touchdown run from Jackson Yates for the Herrin Tigers ties the game with 9:08 left. Carterville sends 2 men deep to our left. 9:08 remaining here in the half. A barn burner of a ball game so far as Baumgart, low kick, hits at about the 15. That's taken by Bryce Anderson. Out across the 20, the 25. Gets out across the 30. Still on his feet at the 40. Gets to the outside across the 50. Out to the 45. And we have a flag laying at the 44-yard line. Well, also one back at the 34-yard line. So this may be coming back.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad break for the Carterville Lions because we talked about you can't beat yourself in games like this, and it looks like an illegal block in the back. So Carterville's going to go from inside Heron territory to deep in their own territory. That one stings a little bit.
Coach Dennis Druss talked about Bryce Anderson in the pregame, and when we were down on the field, about how he had some big plays in the sophomore game. I guess I don't remember what night it was. But, man, he showed his speed and quickness to the outside that time.
Yeah, he's one of the kids that on this team that has some speed and quickness to the outside. Of course, Carterville does most of their damage offensively between the tackles, but he's a guy that is probably going to get a little bit more playing time as the weeks go along, and who knows, he may be a big factor in this game before it's over.
1st and 10 now from their own 24, so they had the ball out across the 50. That's about a 26, 27-yard penalty on the Carterville Lions, and that sets them back deep in their own territory. So a huge penalty for the Lions. But who cares? They're going to run the ball. Here we go. They break huddle with Coach Dennis Druss. They're moving from left to right. 8:58 on this second quarter.
Yeah, the defender tried to jump the play. Now, if Carterville runs that play again, Petska should fake it, let the wide receiver then go past the defender and go deep. So keep that in the playbook. That might be something we see later on.
Defensive changes for Herrin. Tate Johnson comes out, has that left arm hanging down to his side, as replacing him is going to be Chance Carnes. Carterville's football, 2nd and 10 from the 24, and we have a timeout that is called by the Carterville Lions. We'll take a break as well. 14-14 with 8:55 left in the second quarter. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Is Marion playing tonight?
Yeah, playing Jerseyville.
Jerseyville, that's right. Welcome back to Heron High School. It's Dave McKenzie. Keep it right up the gut. He runs across the 30-yard line to about the 32, out to about the 33. Nice run from the quarterback.
Yeah, they needed that on 2nd and 10. It's going to bring up 3rd, and we'll call it a long 2. Lazinski's in the game now.
I see his shoes.
Yeah, that's all you got to look for is the orange shoes. But this is a big play in this game early midway through the second quarter. If Carterville can get a first down here, they keep the ball. If Heron gets it back, they've got all the momentum.
Petska takes the snap. He spins his way across the 35, out to about the 36. That is a Carterville first down.
Yeah, that little spin move at about the 34 got him the first down. It wasn't by much, but it was enough.
Nice spin coming off that right tackle out to the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Lions. The last score I had in Marion, Scott Hudson, was that Jerseyville was leading Marion 6-0. That was in the second quarter.
A little surprised by that. Jerseyville got beat handily last week. But you know what? It's only week 2, and not everybody's playing at midseason form yet.
Petska takes the snap, gives it to his running back, who's buried right there at the 35-yard line. Actually, that's going to be a loss of about 1 for Carterville, bringing up 2nd down.
Yeah, it's one of the few times Carterville has been stopped for a loss. Here's defensive front. Got through on that play.
2nd and 12 now from the 30 for the Lions. Carterville a winner a week ago over the Benton Rangers, 20-6. Heron, they knocked off Waterloo, but it was a battle 23-7. They were down 7-3 at the half. Jason Carnes cracked the whip in the second half. Heron gets the win. This has been a dandy ball game here, though, this evening, as Petska has 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Lazinski in the backfield takes the ball across the 40-yard line, out to the 42, finally brought down at the 43-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd down now for Carterville.
Well, that's twice now. Carterville's had 2nd and long, and they've picked up major yards to get to 3rd and short. Carterville's probably going to keep the ball on the ground here, but at least it's manageable.
It's 3rd and 3 from the 43. Carterville has managed to keep these third down plays short. Petska takes the snap, gives it to Lazinski. He's gone across the 40, to the 30, to the 20. That is going to be a touchdown run for Colin Lazinski and the Carterville Lions, a 57-yard touchdown run from Lazinski.
Lazinski took the ball, went off left guard. He got past the line of scrimmage, and there was nobody going to catch him. Mr. Everything has scored again.
At the 6:29 mark of the second quarter, how about that? A 57-yard touchdown run from Colin Lazinski.
So now they're going to ask him to kick the extra point.
And he's going to say, give me just a second here. Wow, and like you said, he does everything. Offense, defense. He went off just a few minutes ago, just a little bit hobbling around on that knee. The kick is up. The kick is good. It is 21-14. Carterville, the Herrin Tigers. Welcome back to Heron High School. Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson on Friday night as the Carterville Lions, after a 57-yard touchdown run from Colin Lazinski, lead the Herrin Tigers 21-14.
Yeah, what a first half we've had. We've had big play after big play by each team. We might be here till about 10 o'clock tonight if this keeps up.
The way things are going, I'll be all right with that.
Yeah.
As long as the Lions get the win. So Lazinski taking his time after teeing up the ball at the 40-yard line, makes his way back to the 30, spins, moves, takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to his left, and is ready to put the ball in play for the Carterville Lions. The kick is a low kick, drives it to about the 5-yard line where it's taken there by the Herrin Tigers out across the 30, the 35, and brought down, at the 32-yard line. And Heron with 6:22 remaining here in the second
quarter. Well, I know
quarter. One
of the officials that has glasses on, so it can't be him.
Yeah, it's not him. He's got his corrective lenses in. I had to turn the crowd mic down there for just a second, Scott.
I don't know. I did not see what happened, so.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Herrin Tigers. Chance Carnes takes the snap, gives it off to his running back. He's wrapped up by 1, 2. No, he finally breaks away, but then there's 2 or 3 more, 4 or 5, 6 more Lions right there. Somebody loses their helmet.
No, he's going to have to come out.
And that is going to be Justin Cross that lost his helmet. 2nd down for Heron.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress at the line of scrimmage as they try to go straight up the middle, and the running back stood straight up.
2nd and 9, so they're going to say a gain of 1 from the 31-yard line for Heron. 21-14. Can you believe that? 35 points scored in the first quarter and a half.
No, I do not believe it because of how these two teams played last week, kind of close to the vest.
I don't think anybody would have predicted this as Carnes gives it to his running back off the right side, right tackle, out to about the 35-yard line.
A big 3rd down coming up for both teams here. If Carterville can get a stop, they'll get the ball back with under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
With it's a 63-yard touchdown run.
You have to watch out for the tight end here.
In tight. Carnes turns and pitches. Tries to get to the outside. That's Yates again. Catches the corner. Out across the 40. No one man to beat, and he's gone. Jackson Yates for his 3rd touchdown. This is going to be a 65-yard touchdown for the Herrin Tigers.
Well, he got to the outside. Carterville's right defensive end did not come straight across the line of scrimmage and seal it off to move him back to the inside. And Carterville's linebackers were slow to get to the near sideline. And it's now 21-20.
A little bit different than those two previous runs. As those first two, he just broke it right up the middle. This time he broke it to the outside, and of course he's got the speed to beat you. 21-20, 4:42 on this second quarter clock, 21-20. Baumgart on for the extra points. 8 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap, a little bit high, nice hold. The hold is down and good, and the kick is good. So it is all tied at 21 here at Heron. Carterville's going to get the ball back in this shootout. A river-to-river, not a conference game, but what a matchup here for the Southern Illinois River-to-River Conference. We'll be back. It's Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Baumgart is ready to kick for the Herrin Tigers. Carterville has two men standing at the goal line. It's a little squib kick, or actually it's an onside kick, and it is going to be recovered by the Herrin Tigers. What a good call. That was so unexpected.
Now they're going to say it's Carterville ball.
Oh!
They say Carterville ball.
Wow.
Oh, no, he pointed the wrong way. He pointed the wrong way.
I was going to say, a pooch kick, kind of a wedge shot that nobody was expecting on the left side. So Heron is going to have the football with 4:42 left. Man, what a good, gutsy call from Jason Carnes.
Yeah, that was a big call in this game. Carterville, as you said, not expecting it at all. They were retreating to set up the return. And Heron has the ball at Carterville's 40-yard line. So all the momentum has switched in about the last minute and a half.
Exactly, and you have to give credit to Carnes. I mean, because now Carterville could be in a position. No, excuse me. That is Tate Johnson, and that is going to be a 40-yard touchdown run from Tate Johnson.
Yeah, obviously not expecting it, and it cost Carterville 6, possibly 7 points.
27-21, 4:32 on the second quarter clock. Again, number 3, Baumgart, is out for the extra point. That's Jake Baumgart. With the right foot, the kick is up, and it is good. 28-21, Heron, they lead it with 4:32 remaining here in the second. It's Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Baumgart kick it off for Heron.
The most important play right now, Scott Hudson, is Dennis Drust settling down his Carterville Lions.
Yeah, I think he's got to just say, hey, take a deep breath. We're still in this game. We get the ball to start the third quarter. Let's see if we can add to this.
No onside kick this time as the ball is kicked into the end zone. Is that an automatic touchdown? Touchback anymore?
Automatic touchback.
I'll be darned. Didn't realize that.
Yep.
This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by our friends at the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, where they offer a variety of personal and business banking services. To learn more, visit the website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Carterville is going to start with the ball with at their own 20-yard line, first and 10 from the 20 with 4:32 on the clock.
Well, Carterville needs to go back to what they did successfully in that first quarter. Keep the ball on the ground, go downfield, and hopefully get some points. Maybe take up the entire 4:32 on this clock and end it with a touchdown, and you'll get the ball to start the third quarter.
Matt Jones is in the backfield with Keaton Petska. They're moving left to right here. Down 7, 28-21. Petska's going to keep it right off the left tackle. Hit from behind as he hit the ground, but another nice run on first down for Carterville.
Yeah, they just got to get positive yards every time. You've got to get into third and short situations.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 23 for Petska and the Lions. Entertaining ball game. Boy, it's been a dandy. Got to give credit to both teams, but a gutsy call on the onside kick by Jason Carnes. Heron recovers, and then the 40-yard touchdown run by Tate Johnson. Carterville's Petska looks toward Dennis Drust on the far sideline. He's going to send 2 receivers to the right. He has 2, our single receiver to the left. Matt Jones in the backfield puts Kralis in motion, and we have a penalty. It's going to be motion, I do believe. Timeout. This Lions broadcast.
No, they're going to call a penalty first.
I thought there was
one of the judge on the official on the far sideline signaled timeout.
How can there be? That's what Dennis Drust is saying as he comes out on the field. How can there be a penalty if I call a timeout?
Yeah, one of the officials signaled timeout, Carterville, and he's not going to get it, and he is not happy. He's out beyond the hash marks. He's wanting to know why I called timeout. You gave it to me, and now you. Oh, now they give him the timeout. Well,
wow, I don't know that I've ever seen that.
How convenient.
How about that? So it is a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break here. It is 28-21. Heron has the lead now with 3:40 remaining in the second quarter. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. DuQuoin leads Harrisburg at the half. That is 14-0. Here it's 28-21. Heron just took the lead on a 40-yard touchdown run from Tate Johnson. Carterville has the ball. After the penalty now, it's 1st and 7 from the 19-yard line for the Lions. Puts a man in motion. That's Kralis. Petska hands it off. No, he's going to keep it. Try to get to the outside. He's hit and dropped at the 20-yard line. A gain of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 now from the 20.
Well, I go back to the first down play, Dave. Carterville had a guy go in motion from the near sideline towards the far line, and it seemed like they were confused on what play to run, and they had plenty of time on the play clock to get it off, and then it just disintegrated, and now you've gone from 2nd and maybe 5 or 6 to 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14 now. Well, how did we jump from that? From the 16. 3rd and 14 from the 16. Under 3 minutes to go here in the half. Petska He's going to keep it. He tried to cut up inside. That hole closed, and he's brought down from behind. A nice tackle by the Herrin Tigers for the loss. And with the tackle, that is going to be Trent Bennett that got in there and got his arms wrapped around Petska.
Yeah, a little confused on what that play was supposed to be because Petska looked like I thought he was going to roll down towards the near sideline and maybe throw it downfield, but he tried to turn it up and got tackled, and the Herons called one of their 3 timeouts, so they've got 2 timeouts left. They're going to get good field position.
And I could see the hole that Petska was looking at as he come down the line. It was there, but it was closed quickly, so he decided to bounce it outside, and it was Bennett with the great coverage there to bring him down for a loss. So what a game it's been. It's going to take us 30 minutes just to run down the scoring during our halftime show, and they only allow us 12 minutes. What are we going to do?
Talk real fast.
I don't know that. I need a breather. I know that. But we're thankful to have you joining us here on News Radio WJPF in what's been a shootout of a ball game. And I promise you, there isn't anyone in Southern Illinois that predicted that there was going to be 49 points hanging on the board here at the half.
I don't think so. And I think a lot of people would be shocked to know that Carterville has 21 of the 49 that's been scored. But Carterville had all the momentum in this game, in this first half. Then they got stopped on 4th and short. Heron turns around and scores to make it 21-21, and then the onside kick, and that changed everything.
So Lazinski's on to punt, gets the kick away, drives that punt, hits at the 45-yard line, bounces all the way back to the 35-yard line. It's picked up there by Tate Johnson. He makes a spin move, cuts it back across the 50 to the 45-yard line, and that's where he's brought down, is at the 44-yard line, so they're going to have the ball in Carterville territory.
Well, it's a great punt. Actually, Heron should have the ball at about their own 35, maybe 40 at the most, but Johnson made a couple of guys miss as he almost came to a stop a couple of times, just kind of surveying the situation. So this is the biggest 2:23 of this game, I think. Carterville's defense has got to hold here. They can't let Heron go up by 2 touchdowns right here before half.
No, they can't, but Heron has it as Chance Carnes. Full house backfield as they work from the wishbone. Carnes takes the snap, gives it to his running back. That is Yates. He's wrapped up, a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there. Watch out. They'll pound it down the middle, and then they'll bounce you to the outside.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. We're going to dip under 2 minutes before this next play is snapped. Again, Heron has 2 timeouts, and I think with the clock running down near half, they're in 4-down territory. I don't think there's any way they're going to punt this ball away if it's 4th down.
Carterville tired. You can see some of the guys with their hands on their knees. Carnes brings his Tigers to the line of scrimmage. Again, from the wishbone, gives it to Yates, and he's on. Right up the middle. It's going to be a 43-yard touchdown for the Herrin Tigers by Jackson Yates.
Well, Heron's offensive line is doing to Carterville's defensive line what Carterville's offensive line did to Heron's defensive line for most of this first half. Just lining up and going man on man and winning those battles.
That's 4 touchdowns for Jackson Yates.
Yep.
You can't do that.
Well, and that was between the tackles. I mean, there's got to be somebody there. You know, the linebackers, I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're getting blocked by, well, again, as I said earlier, Heron has at least 1, maybe 2 lead blockers, so they're probably taking on those linebackers. They can't get off of them.
34-21, Baumgart on again for the extra point. Snap is good, the kick is up, it's good. 35-21, Heron leads it with 1:34 remaining here in the first half. Wow, what a first half of high school football. We'll be back. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. We should be good on spots, correct? Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't even know that they've got it. They're hooking it up yet. So not soon enough.
Baumgart to kick it off for the Tigers. Pearson and Anderson deep Lions.
Back here at Heron, 35-21. The Tigers have it as the kick is going to be a touchback once again for the Carterville Lions. Jackson Yates, what a first half. 4 touchdowns for the Herrin Tigers, and they've all been big runs.
Yeah, they've all been big runs. And, again, we talked about this in the pregame, how Carterville had to stay away from the big plays. Well, I didn't think that Heron would have this many big plays. I knew they could probably break, maybe 1 or 2 in the first half. But Carterville had all the momentum. Again, I go back to when Carterville had the football, up 21-14, deep in Heron territory, 4th and about 3, came up short, and then the very next play, Heron scored. Well, you have to try because Heron still has 2 timeouts, so they could get the ball back if you just took a knee.
So Petska has Lazinski in the backfield, 2 receivers right, gives it to Lazinski. He's out across the 25, out to almost the 26-yard line. The clock continues to roll. So far, Jason Carnes is not deciding to take his second timeout.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach Dress is going to take any of his 2 timeouts that remain. I think he just wants to get in the locker room, regroup. Carterville will get the ball to start the second half. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach Druss and his staff make at halftime.
It was a gain of 5 by Lazinski. Now the clock makes its way toward 60 seconds remaining. Carterville's taking plenty of time. The play clock is making its way toward 10 seconds. And Petska from the shotgun takes the snap, gives it to Matt Jones, out across the 30-yard line. And he bangs his way out to about the 30-yard line. First down for the Carterville Lions.
I think if Jones just kicks that to the outside, he might still be running.
He's quick, too.
He's very quick.
Clock stopped at 45 seconds. Now they rewind it.
I think Dress is probably going to take this play clock down as much as possible. I don't think he's worried about trying to score. I think he just wants to get into halftime.
I think the game continues to roll, 2nd and 10. And that is going to be the last play of the half. Wow, what a half of football it has been. It is 35-21. The Herrin Tigers lead your Carterville Lions. A lot of scoring action to have to talk about. Your First Southern Bank halftime show is next on News Radio WJPF. Will do.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime, join the Tigerettes.
Welcome back to Heron High School. It's Dave McKenzie as it's our First Southern Bank halftime show. What a first half of high school football we had for you. It is 35-21. The Herrin Tigers, they have the lead, but you have 56 points that were scored in this first half, Scott Hudson, and we talked about it there in the first half. I don't think there's anybody predicted that this is what this score would look like.
No, I don't think so. And, at one point in this game, Carterville led 21-14 with about 8.5 minutes or so to go in the second quarter. And from that point on, Heron outscored Carterville 21-0. And you've talked about it. I've talked about it. The big play in the first half had to be the onside kick. Second biggest play had to be Carterville not converting on a 4th and about 3 deep in Heron territory. It would have kept the drive going, and possibly if Carterville scores there, they go up 28-14. So a big momentum switch from those two plays that favored Heron.
Yeah, because immediately after that, a 40-yard touchdown run from Tate Johnson. Let's run down the first quarter scoring. Carterville got on the board first. It was Keaton Petska with the 1-yard touchdown run after a 15-play, 71-yard drive by the Lions. Yeah, the extra point was good, and Carterville led it 7-0. On the next possession, it was Jackson Yates that popped off a 63-yard touchdown run at the 4:08 mark. That tied it up at 7 after the extra point. Carterville gets it back. Colin Lazinski gets on the board. A 65-yard touchdown run from Lazinski. Carterville up 14-7 as they head toward the second. Carterville had the ball. As they went to the second quarter, wind up turning it over, giving it up on possessions, and then it was the Herrin Tigers, an 88-yard touchdown run by Yates. Lazinski comes by. I knew I was going to do that one time this year. Lazinski, he has a 57-yard touchdown run. It's 21-14 Carterville. Then Yates comes back and scores on a 65-yard touchdown run, ties it at 21. That's when Jason Carnes made the call for the onside kick. Heron recovers, and on the first play after that, it was Tate Johnson with a 40-yard touchdown run. Carterville gets the ball back. They have to punt. And then Yates with a 43-yard touchdown run. Wow, our highlights package tomorrow on Sports Voice is going to be incredible.
Yeah, just, again, I would never have guessed that 56 points would have been scored in the first half of this game. Quite surprised that Carterville has 21 in the first half. They played well for a quarter and a half, and then Heron's running game got going. Carterville couldn't convert on a couple of 3rd and 4th downs, and it just kind of got away from them. Now, having said that, Carterville gets the ball first to start this third quarter. They're down by 14. If they could punch one in on that first possession, then you're down by 7, and then it's manageable. You can't. I don't think Carterville can afford to get down by 21 and expect to come back in this ball game. So it's still there. But Carterville's going to have to really try to find a way to stop those big runs by Heron.
Can't really talk enough about how big of a call that is for Jason Carnes to call for that onside kick. What a brilliant call by him at that time.
Well, it was, and nobody expected it. And, it's one of those that...
Wasn't there a Super Bowl? Didn't New Orleans do that in a Super Bowl?
Yes, they did.
And it was a game changer for the Saints. And that's what I was thinking when I saw that ball, that pooch kick, little wedge, as it were, because I want to play golf out here on this field. I want to come hit the clubs.
I would too, but I don't think they want me to. I'd leave too many divots.
But what a great call by Jason Carnes. Give him credit. Herrin Tigers lead at 35-21. We're going to go on and take another break. You're listening to Lions football here on News Radio WJPM. Welcome back to Heron High School. Friday night football under the lights here at the Harrison Bruce Sports Complex in Heron, Illinois. Just a dandy ball game going on right now, 35-21. I'm Dave McKenzie, my partner Scott Hudson here with me. And we keep coming back and talking about the call that Jason Carnes of the Herrin Tigers made for that onside kick, and it seemed like it was shocked the Carterville Lions that they would do that, as it was back and forth. Carterville would take the lead by 7. Heron would come back and tie it back and forth, and then that onside kick call, that gave Heron the advantage in the back and forth, and they took advantage of that. So with 2 touchdowns late, Carterville not able to get on the board there to end the first half, 35-21, a 14-point Herrin Tiger lead. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. Bank of Carbondale, they have an online mortgage center. That's where you can check rates or you can apply for a mortgage anytime. For more information, visit the website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. NMLS registration number 742871. This reminder that if you haven't done so already, you need to head to the Carterville Lions' new website. If you go to IL.8-18, and that is the numbers 8-18, 8to18.com/Carterville Lions will have a complete game wrap, highlights posted there for you tomorrow, plus the story from the Southern will be posted, anything that we have, anything for athletic sports, Carterville Lions athletic sports, from middle school all the way through the high school level, all right there. We invite you to check out the website. It's il.8to18.com/Carterville Lions. Other games taking place, the last score we have. How about this? At the half, the Sparta Bulldogs lead the Benton Rangers 22-8. That is at the half. And Jimmy Sislagi, he says 6-6 with 9:19 left here between Marion and Jerseyville. Here we're at 35-21. I'm looking to see. I don't see any. I haven't gotten. That's all I've received. But who the heck would have thought that the Sparta Bulldogs would lead the Benton Rangers?
Well, there's a lot of things that surprised me tonight. Obviously, this score. The fact that Carterville has 21, even though they're losing, the fact that Benton's losing at home in their home opener to Sparta, a team that's not been very good in recent years, and then the 6-6 score at Jerseyville. I thought Marion, coming off that big win over Rochelle, would just go up there and probably win handily. That's not the case. But here's the thing. I've always said in weeks 1 and 2 of the high school football season, if there's going to be upsets, if there's going to be games that you go, wow, I didn't see that coming, it's going to be those first 2 weeks, because teams have not gotten into midseason form yet. And that's why I thought Carterville had a chance to maybe pull the upset here tonight, because it's only week 2. I will say this. Looking at Carterville's schedule from tonight to the next, counting tonight, the next 4 weeks. So tonight at home to Murphy, at DuQuoin, and home to AJ. These are the 4 games that I feel if Carterville has a chance to make the playoffs, they have to split. They have to go 2-2 in those 4 games, which means if Carterville doesn't come back here tonight, I think they have to win their home games against Murphy and their home game against AJ. It's going to be very tough to go to DuQuoin and win. Not saying Carterville can't do it, but I think Carterville has to go 2-2 in the next 4 if this is one of those 2 losses.
The team that I'm curious to see how they respond tonight is the Anna Jonesboro Wildcats on the road at Murfreesboro tonight. You know that Coach Dietering is wanting to put the hammer on the Red Devils after getting beat last week by West Frankfort.
No question. I thought I heard a score from down the table here earlier that Murfreesboro was winning that game. So if you remember, Dave, 2 years ago, Carterville played Murfreesboro in that dreaded midnight ending
at home
lightning delayed game. Murfreesboro came into that game, I think, 1-2 and had not looked real good. But Coach Russ told us before the game, says, this is a very talented team.
Count them out.
You cannot count them out. So you can call it parity. You can call it not very many good teams in Southern Illinois. Call it what you want, but at least the first 2 weeks have been pretty exciting.
DuQuoin leads Harrisburg 20-0. That's an updated score. We are going to go on and take our final break of our halftime show. It is 35-21, and you talk about next week. The Carterville Lions are back at home next week. Those Murfreesboro Red Devils will come in to Carterville High School, and that's going to be a good game. We'll get into that when we come back after our final break here of our Farmers Bank First Southern Bank halftime show. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. My bad on that.
Cardinals are winning 4-2.
Who are they playing?
Cincinnati.
Cincy, yeah. Hey, everybody online, thank you for watching on our YouTube stream. I'm impressed. But again, depth is the issue for the Lions.
Depth is the issue, and also, this is a team offensively that is going to grow as the season goes along. There's not many seniors, not many guys that have played a lot of minutes on the offensive side. 4-0 is even better. But if you can at least go 2-2, that gives you a shot to get to 5 wins, maybe even 6. But I think that's the key. These next 4 weeks are crucial to Carterville's hopes.
Have you looked around the stadium? I just now really paid attention to what's going on around the stadium. What a crowd.
Oh, it's big. Yeah, this is a game that many people wanted to see years ago. Carterville and Heron. Of course, Carterville in the Black Diamond for many years. Then they got out of the Black Diamond, which I think was probably the best thing Carterville could have done was to get out of the Black Diamond, especially for football. But, these are natural rivalries. And I've said this probably a gazillion times. I'm going to make it a gazillion and one. Heron should have never dropped Marion in their Williamson County rivalry. That was one of the best rivalries, in my opinion, in the entire state. But, it was decided that Heron was going to drop Marion, and those two teams don't play each other. So in comes Carterville to kind of fill that void. And I think as the years go along, there's going to be some really, really good games. And if you look at the last 2 years, 2 years ago here, 7-6. Last year at Carterville, high-scoring game. Carterville down by 7 with the ball. In the fourth quarter, they have a chance to tie. They throw an interception, if I remember correctly, and went on losing this game. Then you look at this game tonight. At one point, Carterville's up 21-14. So I think this is a good rivalry that's only going to get better and better as the years go along.
And you have to talk about this is a nice strength game for the Lions going against Heron, because playoffs roll around. If you make it, probably get bumped up. And don't forget, week 9 this year, you're going to Effingham to take on the Flaming Hearts up there. They're a much bigger school. So you have to give credit to Brett Dial, Dennis Druss. They schedule what they have to schedule within the conference, but to play teams like the Herrin Tigers and Effingham, that's only going to help the Lions long term.
And there's very little chance that Carterville, with their enrollment, is ever going to drop down to 3A again. I think they're a 4A school. They're one of the smaller 4A schools, unfortunately, but that's the cards they've been dealt. So you play these good teams in non-conference, which should make you better and help you in conference play. You talked about Effingham. There's no Massac County in Week 9 anymore.
Nope.
There's no, dare I say, automatic win in Week 9 anymore with Massac County. So that's what makes counting this game, the next 4 games, very important. Because when you get to Week 9, you want to have at least 5 wins. You do not want to have that Week 9 game at Effingham, who was a state qualifier last year. You have to get a win there. I think the good thing about having Effingham instead of Massac County schedule is this. You're going to get a lot more playoff points from Effingham than you're ever going to get from Massac. So if you have 5 wins, which makes you playoff eligible, that might be the difference of getting in and not getting in.
But don't get used to playing Effingham in Week 9 because next year Carterville is going to pick up Mascoutah on their schedule. Now, that's a little bit more equal opponent size-wise. So
I think
the Effingham game is just a 1-year deal.
Right. Mascoutah plays in the Metro East area. Usually year in, year out, they're a pretty good football program. So it's not going to, whether it's this year with Effingham or next year when the contract starts with Mascoutah, it's not going to get any easier for Carterville. Carterville plays has upgraded their non-conference schedule, and now it's up to Carterville's football program to go out and get some wins against these quality teams.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Call 985-2502, or you can even go online, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. Jerseyville leads Marion 13-6, 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. Our game, so much scoring, we've still are waiting to start the third quarter.
Update for those interested in what's going on in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Right now in the top of the fourth, Cardinals lead the Reds 7-2.
Did the Cardinals pull the trigger on Donaldson?
I don't think. I haven't heard anything. In the bottom of the seventh at Philadelphia, the Cubs and Phillies are tied at 1.
Let's go Phils. Oh, say that out loud.
I did. Go Phillies.
We're ready to go here at the half. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. Thank you for tuning in to Lions football here on News Radio WJPF, or if you're watching on our YouTube stream, you can search Carterville Lions versus Herrin Tigers. So Carterville is going to have the football to start the third quarter. Will Jason Carnes try an onside kick? You have to prepare for that now. You never know when he will pull that out. What a gutsy call it was by Jason Carnes. They go on to score on the 40-yard touchdown run to tie it, and then to take the lead 7, and then they score again to have the 14-point lead. That's where we're at right now, 35-21. Baumgart is going to tee it up. Heron is moving from left to right. On your radio dial, the kick is away. It's a low kick, and it's going to be taken at the 5-yard line by the Lions. Out to about the 25, out the 24-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Carterville.
One thing Heron has not done in this game that they did last week against Waterloo is put the ball on the ground. Heron has not turned the ball over tonight. Carterville's not turned the ball over either, so both teams playing a clean game as far as turnovers. And I go back to another big play in this game, Dave, was the nice kickoff return. I don't remember if it was Jones or Kralis, I can't remember, that returned the kickoff to about Heron's 40. There was a penalty flag that took the ball all the way back inside Carterville's
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Petska takes the snap, gives it. No, he's going to keep it. Off right tackle, out to about the 27-yard line, bringing up 2nd down for Carterville.
Yeah, Lazinski is not in the. You've seen what the Heron offense can do. You really want to keep this ball out of their hands.
3rd and 2 from the 32. 3rd and 3 now from 32. Dennis Drust calls the play in to his Carterville Lions.
Going to have to hurry up. There's only 10 seconds left on the play clock.
Petska sees that, sets his Lions from the shotgun, takes the snap. Slow snap. Petska gets out across the 35, across the 40, enough for a 1st down. Big run from Keaton Petska.
Well, I think this offense has really improved since week 1.
It's confidence.
It's confidence. And I have to say this too. A lot of it, if not 99% of it, is that offensive line. They have really done a good job tonight against a big front for Heron.
And truly what I think happened to Carterville late in that first half, they got tired. You got a lot of guys that go both ways, a lot of big plays. That line did an outstanding job as Petska gives it to Jones. He dives his way out toward the 45-yard line. Picks up 5, 2nd and 5 now for Carterville.
Yeah, Jones a little bit of a change of pace back. He's small. He's hard to pick up for defensive line when he gets the ball because he's so small. And he's quick, too. He's kind of like a scat back. He can go inside. He can go outside. And he's done a good job when he's run the ball tonight.
Wait till you see Bryce Anderson start running the ball or Carson Pearson start running the ball. They're the same exact mold as Matt Jones is. 2nd and 5. The ball sets at the 45 for the Lions. Petska brings Rafe Tuttle to the left side. In the backfield, Jones has it. He's going to keep it. Dodges one man, falls forward for a gain of 1, about a yard and a half. It's going to bring up 3rd down now for Carterville.
Yeah, almost a missed exchange between Petska and the running back. That's going to bring up 3rd, and we'll call it 4.
From the 46.
And we'll see what Coach Drust has in store. Of course, we talked to him before the game, and Lazinski, he made a great point. He said, I got to have Colin Lazinski for the entire year. I can't worry about having him just for tonight.
Dylan Moore is spread wide right. It's Nick Kralis in the slot. Petska from the shotgun takes the snap. He's going to keep it out near the 50, 49-yard line. It's going to be about a yard and a half short.
What do you do here if you're Coach Drust? I almost think you have to go for it here.
I think so too.
Because
you need some momentum.
Yeah, you need some momentum, and you don't want to give the ball back to him.
But on the flip side of that, you don't get it. Herrin has it in your territory. There's the momentum right there.
Right. And Lazinski's the punter, and he's not in there. So Carterville's going to go for it.
Yeah, they are. Here we go. Full house backfield for the Lions. Petska keeps it. Gets out. Across the 50-yard line. I think he has enough as Heron wraps him up. They try to strip the ball out. But get up behind those linemen, and I think it's going to be a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, got it by less than a yard, but it keeps the chains moving, and it keeps the ball in Carterville's hands.
This will be the 8th play of this drive. It started off at their own 25-yard line. 8 minutes remaining. There was 4 touchdowns scored in 4 minutes in that first half. This is a long, drawn-out drive by the Lions.
I thought we were watching an NBA game there for a while as much scoring was going on.
Fast break. It was all fast break. Transition ball is what they call it.
You said an illegal pick, but they didn't see it.
That's true. That is true. Lions have it 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line. Petska from the shotgun gives it. Nope, he's going to keep it. On that read option, I get it wrong almost every single time.
Well, anytime a team runs an option, it's hard to tell if the quarterback keeps the ball or he hands off.
Wait. No, that's how it's
which
supposed
is a
to be.
good thing, because if we can't tell, that means the defense probably can't tell either.
That's what it's supposed to do. He's supposed to tuck that ball in, keep reading his keys, and it's the quarterback that decides who's going to run the ball. It's not the running back coming out of the backfield. That quarterback, if he pulls it back, he'll take off with it, or if he sees the linebackers crack inside, he'll hand it off to the outside. They do a nice job for that. 2nd and 3 for Carterville. Jones bangs his way out across the 40-yard line. Another first down for the Lions.
It looks like it. Jones got tripped up by an ankle tackle. If that doesn't happen, I think he's in the end zone. I think they're going to say he's about less than a yard short.
How about Matthew Jones?
Well, it's good when you can have a stable of runners. Again, Jones, you mentioned Pearson, of course, Lazinski, Anderson. You got to have, you talked about Carterville's depth. That's not a problem at running back. Today he's about, that's close. That is close. Yeah, he gained about an inch. If Petska lowers his shoulder there, I think he gets the first down, but he's kind of a straight up and down runner.
4th and 1 from the 40. It is inches. We had this same thing earlier in the first half. Petska, he's going to stay in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to keep it enough for a first down, and he's gone across the 20 to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Keaton Petska.
Petska took the ball right up the middle, and I don't even know if he was touched. Great job by Carterville's offensive line to give him just enough of a crack to get through, and he did the rest, and Carterville's back in this game.
Yes, they are. 35-27, 5:45 on the clock here in the third quarter. Straight up the middle on that read option. He kept it, found the hole, and busted it free for a 40-yard touchdown run for the Lions. There's Colin Lazinski. He's all right enough to kick. Maybe Coach Drust decided he did want to give him a little bit of a break. His orange shoes are in motion. The kick is tipped, and it's no good. So now that makes the score 35-27 with 5:45 remaining here in the third quarter. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Can't have that.
Can't do that.
We need a turnover.
Yep. No, not many. Welcome back to Heron High School. It's Dave McKenzie, where Keaton Petza just scored on a 40-yard touchdown run. Carterville down 35-27. So the Lions are prepared to kick. We've got a new kicker now. That is going to be for Carterville. It's going to be John Webb that does the kicking for the Lions. Webb. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to be taken at about the 15-yard line. Brought it up the right side, tries to cut it up the middle. Bangs and just runs over the top of guys. 1, 2, 3, a flat comes flying in. That's going to fire up this Heron crowd. That was a good, hard-fought run. I don't know, didn't get the number on who it was, but wow, he just battled his way there.
I believe that was
42, Darian Anthony.
Either that or 24.
Maybe 24.
And let's see what the call is. It's either going to be hold or a face mask. We'll see here. And official backing up. Face mask Carterville, so that'll add 15 onto it, or maybe 10. Well, it could be 5, depending on if it was
So it could be
flagrant.
15, 10, or 5.
Yeah. It looks like. And again, there hasn't been a lot of penalties in this game, but the ones that have been committed by Carterville have been crucial. Only a 5-yard penalty, so not that big a deal.
So it was just a 5-yard penalty on that face mask. First series of the game, they went spread offense. After that first series, they come back and tightened everything in. They go to the wishbone, and Yates, the carrier, takes it out near the 50-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 49. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for Heron. Let's see, and we're getting any updates here. I've got a handful. Marion, 14-13 Marion, 3:23 left. First lead for Marion in the game against Jerseyville. Granite City leads Carbondale 32-7. That's at the half. Here it's 35-27 Heron. Carnes under center. Turns, gives it to his running back. That's Chance Carnes. He breaks it to the outside. No, not Chance Carnes. Tate Johnson out across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Big run once again.
Yeah, he broke at least 2, maybe 3 tackles. You know, Carterville doesn't have one of their middle linebackers in there, Lazinski. So that injury that he suffered in the first half must be a little worse than what we were led to believe.
1st and 10 from the 34 now. The ball gives it to the first man through the halfback. He bangs his way out across the 30-yard line, inside the 30, the flag, and that's probably a personal foul. When it comes in late like that, somebody's either yapping or taking a punch or something like that.
That Carterville's has cost them big time. This is going to give Heron a first.
Guarantee it's frustration. So now the ball sets at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 15. After the 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 now for Carnes and his Tigers. He bobbles the ball, loses the handle of it. There's a couple of Lions right there, but I think it's going to be Heron that got the ball back. Man, Carterville had 2 opportunities. Tuttle come off the left side, off the back side, I believe that was big number 73, Luke Smolak, it was there. And but Herrin Tigers retain possession.
Yeah, ball on the ground. Carterville couldn't come up with it, and that would have been huge if Carterville could have recovered that. They would have gotten the ball somewhere around their own 19, 18-yard line, but at least it's 2nd and 14 for Heron.
That was a loss of 3. Now the ball is at the 19-yard line. 2nd and 14. Carnes rolls out to his left. He wants to throw. He hadn't thrown in a long time. Throws it off the left side. Wide open. Touchdown for the Herrin Tigers.
That's what happens when you have success running the ball. Carnes rolled to his right, stopping through the ball, on the far sideline to about the 5-yard line, and the receiver for Heron,
Matthew Brandon,
had gotten behind Carterville's defensive backs. Of course, Carterville's expecting a run, and the play fake froze the linebackers, probably froze the defensive back as well. Carnes had great protection, and Heron scores again.
2:59 remaining in the game, or in the third quarter. Heron now leads at 41-27. Baumgart's on for the extra point. We've said his name a lot tonight.
His leg's probably getting tired.
Snap is good. Kick is good. 42-27. The Herrin Tigers lead it. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
Without your lucky 50-50 raffle tickets, courtesy of the Herrin Flag Team. The winning ticket is a white ticket. A white ticket. The winning number is 593-796. 593-796.
Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson at Heron High School, where the Herrin Tigers have just scored on a 19-yard touchdown pass from Carnes to Brandon. That put him up 42-27.
Well, Heron answered Carterville's score to start this third quarter. Let's see if Carterville has anything left in the offensive tank.
Harrisburg is on the board 20-7 against DuQuoin. They're down 20-7. As Carterville's, we got extracurriculars. Matt Jones is tied up in the backfield with Herons. But Carterville's going to have the football here. With under 3 minutes to go, the 2:53 mark of the third, it's going to be 1st and 10, Carterville, from the 26-yard line. Also, Marion leads Jerseyville now 22-13, 11 minutes left in the fourth.
Some interesting scores. I think DuQuoin, they're still leading Harrisburg, correct?
Yep, 20-7.
DuQuoin, I think, got a pretty good team. I know they lost him.
Down and falls forward for a yard, maybe two. I think it's going to be a yard gain. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 28-yard line. Carterville had the lead. Heron to tie it. Then Heron ties it, and then they come back and they onside kick. They score. They go up 2 touchdowns. Carterville find themselves down 42-27 as the clock rolls toward 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Petzka puts Matt Jones on his left hip now. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Low snap. Petzka handles it, gets it to Jones out across the 35. Makes his way out toward the 40 where he's tripped up. And that's going to be enough for a Carterville first down.
I like the way he runs.
I do too.
He's got that element of a little speed, a little quickness. And I think as this season goes along, you're going to see that young man in the backfield more, along with some of these other youngsters.
With every snap, with Colin Lazinski on the bench, Matt Jones is just picking up valuable experience. 1st and 10 from the 39. Petzka, he's going to keep it this time. Waits on a blocker, tries to cut to the outside across the 45, 50, the 45, the 40. Can he get it out of the break? Down the sideline, he's pushed out of bounds finally, defensively. That is Chance Carnes that made the tackle, pushing Petzka out. Huge gain for the Lions.
I tell you what, it doesn't matter how this game ends. I love the perseverance of this Carterville Lions team. They are not giving up. They are taking it to the Herrin Tigers, just like Herron's taking it to them.
Slugfest.
It is, and I think this is a game, win or lose, that if Carterville goes on to do well, make the playoffs, they might look back at this game and, and realize that, hey, we're not that bad a ball club.
And with each snap, Petska gains more and more confidence. He's going to throw. Looks to throw it deep down the right side. Throws it up. Oh, that's going to be picked off by Heron. That was just a lame duck. And ball was picked off on the far side. Heron is going to have it at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, just a very, very bad pass. As soon as he let it go, it was almost
Did the ball get tipped?
No, ball did not get tipped. He just had too much air under it. And the receiver wasn't open anyway.
No.
So, Coach Druss tried to catch Heron thinking run to try to see if they're napping. And Petska just threw a quail.
Once again, your winning ticket. One more time.
One thing. Thank you for tuning in here to Lions Sports on News Radio WJPF. Listening online at WJPF.com, or if you're watching our YouTube channel, thank you for your patience with us. It's hard to call a game and move the camera. Can't. Virtually impossible.
Don't ask me to multitask at my age.
I can't do it either. Well, hopefully next week we'll have it fixed and keep the camera up with the play. So your patience is appreciated. As that ball is marched back, they're going to set it down at the 21-yard line, so a 10-yard penalty. It's going to bring up 1st and 20.
Now, Carterville's defense with 1:15 to go in the third really need to get a big stop here, maybe get a turnover, something positive.
Could be a huge play. As it's ball's carried. Didn't see who got that, Scott.
No, there was a plethora of people around the line of scrimmage. Don't ask me to spell it, but I can say it.
It was a short game. Under a minute to go here.
Now they
quarterback works from under center. They run that wishbone, pack the full house backfield. The fullback, 2 running backs. Tries to get to the outside, pushed out of bounds. Nice job defensively by the Lions, shutting down that outside lane. The clock just keeps rolling. 20 seconds. That may be the last play of the half.
Yeah, I think Heron's just going to let the time run out. Both teams scored in the third. And we'll head to the fourth with Carterville down 42-27.
That is exactly what we're going to do. We'll be back. Fourth quarter action is coming up next here on News Radio WJPF.
Last call on the 50-50 raffle ticket. We're going to draw another number. Last call on the 50-50. White ticket 593-796. 593-796. Last call on the 50-50 with this ticket.
He said Petska was supposed to throw that ball to the left. He said Moore was 10 yards behind the defensive back before the defensive back even knew what was going on.
Steve McKenzie with Scott Hudson back. Herrin High School. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson, November 22nd, Community Thanksgiving Dinner, and December 7th will be Christmas in Carterville. That was a cool event. Glad to have the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson.
Is it true you're going to be in the dunking booth in the free fair?
No, at Christmas in Carterville. I'm going to get in the dunking booth.
Oh, at Christmas?
At Christmas.
Oh, good. I'm
a man.
I'm bringing a big beach ball so I can make sure I can hit that little shot.
A Wakini.
A Wakini.
A Wakini?
A Wakini, okay.
Yeah, but it's going to cost you to throw. It's going to cost you $1,000 to throw one ball.
Wow.
It's a fundraiser.
That's a big fundraiser.
Well, if I'm going to get in a Wakini when it's 25 degrees, it's going to cost you to do that. But there will be pictures in the Carterville Courier, I promise you. So. Fourth quarter action. Oh, man, that's just a terrible thought right there. Just thinking about that.
that like a speed Keeney?
42-27. Heron,
which surprises me. I really thought
don't put it. They may not. That wouldn't surprise me at all if they ran away.
My bad, because they were so far from a first down, they had to get to their own 41. I thought the down marker
back at the 30-yard line. Nice punt once again from the Tigers. Hits at the 37-yard line. Oh, takes the hop, gets to the outside, out across the 45-yard line. An awesome open field tackle there by Gunnar Gosha, but that was on the carry. Was that number 13, Eric Bybee, that took the hop and just darted out of there.
I think Bybee set the defender up. I think he acted like he was just going to let it go, and then at the last minute stepped in front of the ball and took off, and was about maybe one missed tackle away from getting big yards.
Let's see if we got a couple updated scores here. Sparta at the end of 3, they lead Benton 28-8. 22-13 Marion over Jerseyville. That was the last score I had. It's unusual not hearing from Murph with scores tonight.
That's true. Well, hey, why don't you text him the score of this game, see if he texts one back.
Well, send him a text that says, hey, you've been awful quiet down there. Carterville has it. It's the give to Matt Jones. He slides his way out to about the 44-yard line. Second down. I am going to send him a text.
Yeah, send him a text.
Say that.
Send him a text.
What are you doing tonight? You're awful quiet. Not
Yeah.
getting any scores from you.
We thought we might at this point see Downen, the Heron transfer, come in at quarterback, but so far Petska stayed in there.
29-13 now. Marion is starting to extend that lead. 2nd and 7 for the Lions. Nice carry by Matt Jones out across midfield to the 45-yard line. That's enough for, it's going to be just a yard short. So 3rd down and 1 now from the 45.
Carterville's offense has been good all night. If you can come on the road to Heron and have 27 points on the board with 10.5 minutes to go, that's pretty impressive.
DuQuoin leads Harrisburg 35-17. Thank you, Larry, for the score update. Here it's Carterville down 42-27 with the ball. 3rd and 1 from the 45. Keaton Petska keeps it, spins across the 45, enough to the first down inside the 40 to the 39.
I don't know how he got out of that.
I don't either. I don't either, but he likes that spin move. That's that B button when you're playing it online, I think. Although I don't play.
That was a Houdini act, getting out of that mess and picking up a first down.
Also, while I'm thinking of it, Scott, I don't know that I actually told you this yet. 1st and 10 from the 39. Oh, well, we'll talk about it, come back from a break.
Okay.
Suspense. That's a teaser. That's what that is. Jones keeps it out across the 35. Oh, nice speed. Bangs his way out across the 25, down near the 20. Matthew Jones is getting faster as the game goes on.
Well, not only faster, but think of the confidence this young man's gaining. And the one thing I will say, coming into this game, Bill's defense impressed me last.
As a man, he's buried at the 20. What a sidestep move he made, though, to dodge the defender. That was Gunnar Gosha that come flying into the backfield. Jones stops, let Gosha fall to the ground.
We've got a penalty flag on the near sideline here. I do not know what that's going to be. It's against Heron.
The call is against the Tigers.
I bet it's somebody didn't have their mouthpiece in.
Could be.
Because it was an equipment issue.
5 yards, though. We'll take that. All right, we got a break.
Okay.
Luke Ford.
Yes.
Made the traveling team.
All right.
For the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, they take on Austin Peay tomorrow. But as of right now, Luke is one of the 3 tight ends that's on the travel team.
Well, that's
for
good.
For Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs.
And
how about that?
I think they have, in college you have 4 games. You can play 4 games before you have to be either left on the team or redshirted.
Well,
so
he's been taking reps with the first team. and has been doing an outstanding job. Petska takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Throws it down the right side. Man wide open. That is Dylan Moore. Had it in his hands. He got hit and dropped the ball. Nice toss from Keaton Petska. Should have been caught, but a nice job defensively to not jar that ball loose.
Petska threw a nice pass. Here's the problem. He threw it too late.
Yep.
Moore, you can't wait till Moore gets to the back of the end zone because that gives an opportunity for the defensive back to catch up.
Truthfully,
because Moore can't go anywhere. He, go out of bounds.
I think he was surprised to see that Moore was that wide open.
Right. Not a well-thrown ball, just thrown too late. And the Carterville assistant coaches to our right, there were some headsets being thrown after that.
3rd and 4 from the 15-yard line. Petska, 2 receivers right. Gives it to, no, he's going to keep it. Gets away, cuts up at the 10, down inside the 10 to the 7 to the 8-yard line. Enough for a Carterville Lion first down. I got to stand up now, Scott. Getting excited. 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line.
Let's just say Mrs. Helfrich is to our left, and her husband, one of the coordinators, is very excitable tonight. I'll say that. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That ride home should be very interesting.
Yes, it should. 35-7, DuQuoin leads Harrisburg. That may be a final, actually. Petska from the shotgun gives it to Matt Jones. Makes a move at the 10 to the 5, fights his way, touchdown! Matt Jones, I am so glad he scored because he deserves the points for his effort tonight.
Matt Jones has been a godsend in so many ways because Lazinski, Carterville's top running back, has not played since the first half because of an apparent injury. And Jones, a little scat back, has really played well, and Carterville just will not go away. They're like that mosquito in your backyard that you just can't catch. And Carterville, I would think, has to go for 2 here.
Dennis Struss is going to think about it. He called a timeout. It is 42-33. Let's keep it here as we'll take a timeout after the extra point. But I'm so happy for Matt Jones. The 8-yard touchdown run for Carterville. I can't wait to see what the official stats are after this game. They're supposed to be texting those to us. Man, he deserves to be able to get in the end zone because he's worked his tail off tonight.
Well, he's very elusive, to say the least. I mean, there's been times tonight where he's gotten the ball in the backfield, could have been stopped for a loss, could have been stopped a yard past the line of scrimmage, and he's kind of like those little water bugs. I mean, he's constantly moving his legs, and he's being rewarded for that by getting the ball more and gaining confidence. What I'm going to be interested in seeing, and may not know this till tomorrow morning, but how many total yards of offense will end up being in this game by both teams? I mean, it could be some kind of record.
700 yards?
I think that may have been in the first half. But it's going to be interesting to see total yards by both teams, exactly what it's going to be.
I bet it's over 700 yards. So looks like the Lions, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for 2.
Yeah, you're down by 9. You got to get to that 7-point mark. You might as well do it now instead of trying to score later.
42-33, Petska from the shotgun. Jones to his left. Petska's going to keep it, and he's going to get the 2-point conversion for the Lions to get the game back to a 7-point lead. It is 42-35. Carterville has snagged the momentum for the moment, and when we come back, it's going to be Heron football after the kickoff. 8:53 remaining, 42-35. You're listening to Lions football on News Radio WJPF. Wow, what a game.
Man, here's the thing, and I'm looking at this in the future. I'm looking at this as the next few games.
I know.
You don't have Lazinski at all, and you're doing this to Heron.
Yes.
This is much bigger than this ball game.
No, absolutely.
Updated score, Marion now leading Jerseyville 29-13 with 5 minutes to go. Dylan Moore to kick it off the Lions.
Remember earlier when I sent that text to Murph, asking what he was doing? He's been quiet tonight. He sent the score. It was 42-33 at the time. He's busy down there on the other end of the wall from us.
He's probably got carpal tunnel.
What a great ball game. 42-35. Carterville just scored to get, and the two-point conversion to get within 7. The kickoff is taken at the 15 by the Tigers. Out across the 30, the 35, out near the 40, keeps fighting his way and is finally pushed back at the 39-yard line. That's where the Herrin Tigers are going to have it to start here with 8:43 remaining in the game.
Now, big question is for Carterville, how much gas does the defense have left in their tank? This has been an interesting game, to say the least.
A hard-fought physical game.
If you're going to come up with a turnover, if you're going to come up with a big stop, you got to do it now.
And there's so many of the Carterville Lions. They go both ways.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, special teams, whatever it is. They're going to have to find a way, dig deep. They got to find that heart that they need to get this ball back. They need a stop right here on the Herrin Tigers. Tigers have it 1st and 10 from their 41-yard line. Chance. Carnes turns around, hands it to his running back. That is Yates. Yates that carries the ball.
Got about 5. They're going to give him.
Give him 7.
I think they're going to give him 6 or 7. Actually, they're going to give him
Gain of 6.
2nd and 4 now. Ball is at the 47-yard line.
And we have a timeout on the field.
We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Lions football here on News Radio WJPF. We good on spots, Brian? All right.
Second and 4 from the 46-yard line.
Back here at Heron High School, the referee came over and talked to Jason Carnes here after the timeout. Everybody's going back and getting reset as we have 8:18 on the clock. It is 2nd and 4 from the 46-yard line for the Tigers. Everybody's just waiting.
Yep.
Play clock. They're looking at the play clock.
Yeah,
15, 11, 10. Carnes with that wishbone offense behind him. Gives it to his running back. Big pop put on by the Carterville Lions as Yates tried to bust it up the middle.
He got popped.
He got nailed, and he's down. He's fine. He's getting up, but he took a shot.
I think Rafe Tuttle won the first to greet him. This is a big play. 3rd and about 4. If Heron does not get this,
what a big stop.
Or if they don't come close to the first down marker, because if they do, they probably will go for it. But if they do not get this first down, have to punt, we might be in for an exciting 6 minutes left in this game.
How about that?
This has been a fun game to watch.
Oh, fun game to call.
Yep.
What a great game for the crowd. Look at the people all around the stadium here. 3rd and 3 from the 47. Big play for Carnes and the Tigers. They get it to Yates. He's out across the 40-yard line. Almost got his feet and could have broken away. He's inside the 40 now. First down run for the Herrin Tigers.
Yeah, they just went back to their bread and butter. Carterville lucky to bring him down before he broke it. The Carterville's now, Heron is definitely in 4-down territory.
Yes, they are.
A couple of scores updates. St. Louis Cardinals lead the Cincinnati Reds 7-2. Bottom of the ninth in Philly. Phillies and Cubs all tied at 1.
DuQuoin did beat Harrisburg 35-14. That's a final. Thank you, Larry, once
And
again.
DuQuoin comes here next week.
Yes, they do. To Heron?
Yep.
That'll be a good ball game. 1st and 10. Clock is under 7 minutes to go. 42-35, a 7-point Tiger lead. Carnes gives it to Yates. Inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. And they're running time off the clock.
Running time off the clock, and Carterville's going to have to try to strip the ball at some point.
But you saw how Yates is running with the ball.
Right.
2 arms over the football, tight to the chest. He's not taking any chance.
Nope.
2nd down and 8 from the 34-yard line.
Carterville only has 2 timeouts left. They've used one earlier in this half, so that factors into the equation.
42-35. Tick, tick, tick. Under 6 minutes we go on the clock. Carnes takes his time with 5 seconds on the play clock. Gets the pitch out to Tate Johnson. Tries to get to the outside. He's wrapped up. Nice job defensively. We got to get that number because is that right toe?
No,
that is going to be for Carterville.
I think that's Dylan Moore.
Bailey Hicks out there.
Bailey Hicks, excuse me.
Number 8.
Great open field tackle. Again, Heron's in 4-down territory, so Carterville's got to come up with 2 more stops.
Yep. 3rd and 4 from the 30. Nice job, Bailey Hicks. Chance Carnes comes to the near sideline, gets the play from the head coach of the Herrin Tigers, who happens to have the same last name as he does. Heads back out to the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll work it down to about 4 seconds. 5:11 ticking on the game clock. Yates the carry.
He's going to be short, but
that's
again,
short about a yard. 4th and 1, it looks like.
Yeah, and this is probably the game right here. Coach Dress is going to have to use his 2 timeouts before he would even get the ball back. So, yeah, I would say this is Carterville's last chance to possibly pull off an upset.
42-35. The give.
1st down.
1st down yardage for the Tigers. Keeps on his feet, keeps fighting, battles his way down to the 15-yard line. On the carry, that was Jackson Yates. Game breaker.
Yeah.
Or back breaker.
Well, the problem was Heron got into a 4th and short situation. If they're 4th and 6, 4th and 7, that's different. But now you just have to worry about keeping them out of the end zone.
Will Dennis Truss go to his sophomore quarterback, Eli Downen, to try to throw the ball?
I think if Heron scores here, he'll keep Petske in, knowing that with what's going to be probably less than 3 minutes to go in the game, he's down by 2 scores. I don't think at that point it's going to matter.
Herrin Tiger fans are on their feet, rooting for their Herrin Tigers. As the running back, who is that? Down inside the 5.
Jeff Rock.
Jeff Rock.
Haven't called his name all night.
I think it's the first time we've said that. That's enough for a 1st down. So they're down inside the 5. 3rd, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 3. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. 3.5 minutes left. Don't forget, we have to name our Joe's Lawn Care star of the game coming up on our IBEW Local 702 postgame show. So it's 3rd and 3 now from the 19. Touchdown on the 3-yard touchdown run
by Carnes, quarterback keeper. Just took the ball, followed his center right up the middle. And that will probably just about seal this win for Heron.
With 3:14 showing on the clock. Baumgart's is that right? 9 touchdowns. right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. I had to do the math out loud in my head. Can you believe that?
I have a calculator. That's how I do everything.
Cards. Extra point is good. 49-35 with 3:14 remaining here in the game. What will Coach Dennis Trust and the Carterville Lions do these last 3 minutes? You never know.
You never know.
Stay tuned. It's coming up on News Radio WJPF. Okay.